I think I wanted to start this episode by reading you something that I wrote. Now, I'm going to tell you that I wrote this over a year ago. And it says, everything has a cost, even waiting. We don't often think about it that way. We assume waiting is neutral, that delaying something until we feel ready has no real consequence. Many of us assume that waiting is the responsible thing to do. If we were not 100% prepared, we should hold off. There's a difference between God-ordained season of waiting and the waiting we impose on ourselves. When God calls us into waiting, it's for preparation. He's refining something inside of us, equipping us. When we call ourselves into waiting, it's avoidance. It's rooted in fear, self-doubt, and feeling not enough. Right now, I am in a room full of brilliant, successful people who are mastering online video. As I sit here, I can't help but laugh because I have a cloud of videos and photos from 11 years ago where I was already preparing for this moment. 11 years ago, it's over 12 now. I was practicing for YouTube, recording myself, envisioning this journey. I knew this was something I wanted to do, but I kept waiting for the perfect time, the perfect confidence, the perfect skill. Watching other people step into the space I knew I was called to. A full decade of second-guessing something that was already inside of me. We love to say God's timing is perfect. But truth is, God doesn't need time. His plan remains. Whether I had chosen to follow his lead 11 years ago or now, there's a hard reality that needs to be discussed. People go to their grave never living out their God-given gifts and purposes. And the truth is, I wasn't getting better by waiting. Growth doesn't come from obsessing over the right time. It comes from actually doing it in faith. And now, here I am finally taking this step. The time for waiting is over. I wish someone had told me to stop counting the cost of failure and start counting the cost of waiting. Take one step today, even if it's messy, because waiting isn't free. And the dream God put in you is worth the risk. I remember writing that, and so I went and got it this morning before I got on video. And I wasn't sure what time frame it was, and sure enough, it was over a year ago. And God was with me when I was reading that. He's so gentle and kind, and there is no condemnation. But for me, waiting had a cost. It had a cost. And that cost came with anxiety and stress and overthinking and all of the what ifs and the sleepless nights and then ignoring it, and the desire was back more than ever. All of these things came at a cost for me. Now, I still did things. I would reckon this in my brain because I was still doing things. I was still running businesses. I was still obviously being a mom and now a grandmother, and all of these things are so good. And yet there was still this desire in me, this knowing in me that I knew that this was my next step to take. And it all came down to me just feeling completely inadequate. And I allowed the what if of the failures to override the what ifs of the waiting. So I'm sitting here talking with you now. And y'all, it still doesn't feel 100% comfortable. Like I still have to put in the reps to make this work. And I've been on camera before and I've public spoke, and that's what I do. I do that for a living. I go and I teach and I speak. And yet here I am talking to you. I know what this journey is going to mean. For the messy garden, it was something that God gave me. It was a message that God gave me about myself and my life in order to relay it to others for His glory. And that's a big thing. It's not just like starting up a brick and mortar business. It's not just taking a step into being an influencer or anything like that. It's a message. It's a weighty message. It's a deep message. And I delayed it. I delayed that message. And originally I was going to talk about perfectionism because at the root of it, it is perfectionism. It is what I had always struggled with, is this root of protecting myself through trying to be perfect. This took a long time for this to surface for me. I thought that I had to prove my worth through success. And actually, success accidentally proved that for me. I had these deep roots planted from a child, from the religious structure that I was raised in. But coming out of the gate was that I had to prove myself that I was good enough, that I was perfect enough to do it. Y'all, that's just not the way that God does things. We can read all over the scriptures on imperfect, messy people with a word, with a mission that God gave them, and they did it anyway. They even did it through making mistakes that He redeemed. I want you to know that perfectionism lives in either the past or the future, in the what ifs of the future or the regrets of the past. The deep root at the end of that is shame. And that is not of God. The messy garden is going to take us through the process, like God took me, of amending the soil and planting and tending and harvesting. And it is what God used to show me so much about His character and His love and how He wants to interact with us and His desires for us. When you live in this state of this constant trying to prove through performance or through being perfect, if I do everything right, I stay safe. And if I don't make mistakes, then I avoid rejection. Safety and non-rejection is the two biggest things that your brain wants to keep you in. It wants to keep you safe and it doesn't want you to be rejected. But then faith comes in and this desire comes in, and people talk about it as like just this burning desire or this hole that you have, that you know that it's like a God-filled hole. And usually those things are going to take a lot of risk, or they may take you being completely outside of your control and comfort zone. And that's not an easy thing to do. See, we're going to go through this messy garden together, and you may be asking questions like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this life right? And truly, the question to ask is, am I walking with Him in it? He doesn't care what your garden looks like to other people. He doesn't care if it's a perfect facade of a garden, which highlight reel that we post on social media, the stories that we tell that obviously want to keep us safe and not rejected. He wants you. He wants the real you. And I believe that we're in a time right now where we are craving realness, like we're craving it. And we're craving real people to do community with and to learn from. And we're craving all of that because that is God's desire. Even me sitting here talking to this little camera and visualizing who you are and asking God for the courage and the wisdom to do this, it may cause me to walk through things that I don't want to. And yet I have to do it anyway. I once had a mentor questioning me. Why am I not doing what I know that I should be doing? I kept on saying, I feel inadequate. I feel like sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing. And that's crazy because I do have experience. And he's okay, switch it back on me. You asked me. I asked him a couple questions and I said, what do you feel about this? And he goes, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And I was just staring at that and I was like, it doesn't matter. If you say yes to God, then whatever you're feeling at that moment doesn't matter. If you have given birth, okay, and you're about to give birth, it doesn't matter that your whole body is telling you no. It's going to happen anyway. It's going to happen anyway. And I think that is what it's about right now. The messy garden is birthed. It's out there. It's happening anyway. And yes, you're going to get to know me and I'm going to get to know you and we're going to form this community together. And it's a message and I want you to see Jesus through that. But you're going to see a messy human individual be doing that. For me, that's can be a little scary. And it doesn't matter because I'm doing it anyhow. If you are facing a decision that you need to make right now, and you have overthought it for a day, a month, or 12 years, maybe today, the reason you clicked on this video was that you need to do it. And it doesn't matter right now that you're scared or that you don't want to be rejected or you want to be safe. Because once you decide to walk with God through it and you say yes, then you trust Him through that process. I'm so thankful that you are here at the Messy Garden with me. I'll see y'all next time.